So I want to ask you about Herschel Walker. We're all in for Herschel. I think Herschel is a great guy, and I think he's being slandered and lied about. Herschel had a great debate against Raphael Warnock, and Donald Trump is 100% behind Herschel Walker. Tell us about Herschel. Tell us about it, because we really need you to drive real turnout for Herschel. We need the MAGA America First base to turn out for Herschel. Tell us about it.
Well, I feel very confident in rural Georgia turning out for Herschel Walker. That's my district, Charlie. We're a rural district, manufacturing district, very similar to the parts of Georgia where Herschel Walker came from, where he grew up. Very similar.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here in rural Georgia for Walker. That's an absolute joke. First of all, Walker got smacked down at his debate with Reverend Warnock. From pulling out a fake badge to blaming diabetics for their food choices, he did not do so great. And he prefaced that. He set a low bar for himself, saying that he's not that smart.
Similar in our values, similar in our Christian faith, similar in our small towns and communities. We are supporting Herschel Walker because we want to defeat Raphael Warnock. And I think Herschel Walker did such a good job at the debate. I was so happy that the rest of the country finally got to see the Herschel Walker that I know, the Herschel Walker that most of us in Georgia know, that have heard him speak before. He did such a good job. And I think he put a lot of the criticism to bed.
Second, religion and abortion in this country have been intertwined with the Republican Party as a means for getting votes. That's it. Greene is here calling abortion disgusting, but Walker has been credibly accused of paying for an abortion, even recently admitting that the check featured in the Daily Beast article was, in fact, his check to one of the mothers of his children.
Truly feel like Herschel's going to win here in Georgia, and we're going to defeat Raphael Warnock, who calls himself a Christian, calls himself a pastor, but preaches abortion from the pulpit. And it's such an abomination. It's completely wrong. It's evil.
Also, don't let Marjorie scare you about family values. She's currently facing a divorce and got publicly called out for allegedly having multiple extramarital affairs. But again, the MAGA GOP can't be much if they aren't liars and hypocrites. Note that any time a MAGA person is confronted with any scandal or political smear, it's immediately a lie. But when it's a Democrat, she's full speed ahead with conspiracy theories and gazpacho police. Here's a fun fact. Marjorie Trainwreck Greene didn't grow up in rural Georgia. She actually attended high school in a metro Atlanta area. Her father owned a contracting company that her soon-to-be ex-husband bought from her father and claimed an ownership role. It was reported in 2021, however, by the AJC that she had no real significance with that company. So a woman who grew up outside of her district, got her daddy's company, got bored, then ran for the Georgia House, which she had no real contest to the seat she got, by the way, is now singing the praises of rural Georgia and just how much she has in common with them. I have a feeling that it's been a long time since Marjorie has had to worry about how she can pay for groceries or which bills she'd have to postpone until the next paycheck. But she's on the ballot this midterm, and she's really betting on keeping her seat and cheerleading for MAGA GOP members, as well as Herschel Walker. It's not a surprise that she would be such a big fan of him, as he has zero experience with policy or formulating complex plans for issues that he has never dealt with, considering Donald Trump did the exact same thing, and so does she. Her touted accomplishments in her last debate were more about yelling at Democrats than actually doing her job to deliver for the 14th District of Georgia. Greene was even removed from all of her committee assignments only 1 month into her office. Oh, and I'm being a hypocrite because there is a lot, but mainly Greene's past with COVID misinformation and conspiracy nonsense didn't stop her from investing in COVID vaccine manufacturers. Over $10,000 were reported as held by her and Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, and AstraZeneca late last year. Overall, Marjorie is blatantly unfit to serve her constituents. This MAGA hat-wearing QAnon insect hive queen was a bored housewife that decided she could run for office because conspiracy theories took over whatever space she ever had in her head for her brain. Keep in mind she's a symptom of a bigger problem, and until we fully condemn and reject the idea of the MAGA cult, we cannot get away from people like her, and that's a fact. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.